Hello, I am outside my favourite barbershop in London, PLURAL Studios. It's a Filipino-owned barbershop. My man Troy has been cutting my hair for about 2 years now. He first cut my lockdown hair. He made me feel like a human again after that whole ordeal. It's located on a main road in Park Royal, which is in West London. I live in East. It takes me well over an hour to get here, so you know I'm serious when I trek all that way just for a haircut. Hello, you good?
Good, my brother.
What's the tripod in?
Oh, yeah. Wanted it to you? To the camera?
To me.
To here. All right, cool. My name's Troy Argones. I've been a barber for just under 9 years now, and I'm a co-founder of PLURAL Studios. I cut hair because it's probably the only thing that I've ever done in my life that I can enjoy the creativity. PLURAL Studios, it plays on the idea of pluralism, you know, the idea that everyone from any background, any gender, race, everyone should be treated the same way. Barbershop culture in general has always been quite segregated, where cultures tend to stick to what they're familiar with, whereas PLURAL Studios is a place where literally anyone is welcome. I'm always excited when you come here, bro. You always come with so much hair. Yes, we're doing a race special today.
Let's do it. Can you tell the people at home what is the race special?
Race special is a nice mid fade on the sides. It's a little bit of length on the top with a classic side part. We basically tailor the race special. It is a classic haircut, but we make it suit his head shape. Anyone can request a race special.
So PLURAL Studios being a Filipino-owned business, you probably get a lot of Filipino clients, right?
We do get a lot of Filipino clients, but we're not just exclusive for Filipinos. This is a shop where we literally welcome all cultures. All barbers that work here are experienced in all different hair textures. So you're gonna get people from different cultural backgrounds, different genders. PLURAL's for everyone. We like to keep it that way.
Dude, I always get compliments when you cut my hair. Yeah, you do the best fades.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that.
People always want to touch my head.
All of us in here, we're very picky about the work that we put out. We don't just do quick 10-minute haircuts in here and get everyone out of here as soon as possible. You know, we make the most of the appointment times that people book.
What is it like cutting Filipino hair specifically? Is it different? Is it similar to other Asians? Is it similar to white people's hair?
In terms of like the Filipino customers, the texture can vary. You can have Filipinos with very straight hair, which is similar to a lot of other Oriental cultures. You can also get very wavy hair, and I've also had instances of very curly hair in Filipinos. It does pay to be experienced in all different hair textures. For Filipinos though, you know, like a lot of them tend to like very similar styles. They like classic looks and skin fades. So it's just about trying to make haircuts suit the individual, all depending on what hair texture they have.
So what's my hair like?
So your hair is more like a hybrid, you know? I think once it gets to a certain length, it can sit very straight. Yeah, like Oriental hair. But also once it gets a bit longer, like how it is now, you've got a nice wave to it. So, you know, you've got a lot of freedom in terms of, I think with your hair texture, you could pretty much pull off any style.
Any style?
Any style, yeah.
What other styles would you think would work well for me?
I mean, you could go for like a short textured crop. You could even go for like maybe a swept back middle parting.
I don't know how I feel about that. I've been pretty much doing my hair almost the same way since I was 15 years old. I like my hair quite neat, obviously, always parted, always with pomade. Sometimes if I've just like come out from working out and I'm all sweaty and the volume's all gone, I always get compliments from people. My friend will be like, "Oh wow, I like your hair today."
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm covered in sweat, man. So where did you train to cut? Oh, I'll ask you actually.
In a second.
Because I always go short back and sides with the fade. People always look at me afterwards and go like, "Oh man, have you lost weight? It's just your face just looks a lot more."
Every time.
Yeah, when I was 15, I wanted like a proper Elvis pompadour.
Is it? You know, most people are going to go into a barbershop with a picture of what they want. I always love the challenge, man. Sometimes it's not always possible. Like what they're asking for is not realistic. As long as you can give them something similar, something that's definitely going to suit their head shape, and it's more satisfying sometimes as well. You know, when they're pleasantly surprised with the result.
So where was it that you trained?
Started training with London School of Barbering back in 2012. I was 22. first time I picked up clippers, I was 16. My mum had bought a cheap pair of clippers from Tesco's, and I just started cutting my own hair because, you know, around them times money's tight. You can't always afford to go to the barber shop. But as I got older, you know, it sort of dawned on me that it's actually a skill that you can turn into like a meaningful career, you know? I wouldn't say I come from a family of barbers, but my great-grandfather was a barber as well. I had no idea that my great-granddad was a barber until I actually started. My mum said, yeah, you know, you've inherited his hands.
So you told me before, you go to the Philippines to teach sometimes, right?
My history with barbering comes from the Philippines. I wanted to see what the modern scene was like. I was pleasantly surprised when I went on Instagram and found a whole bunch of barbers that, you know, they're doing modern styles, they're investing a lot of time and effort into making sure what they're doing is true to modern barbering. And it started off with just guest spots, you know, going into these shops, working alongside them, seeing how they do things. It was humbling and it was impressive as well at the same time, man. Like, you can see some great haircuts coming from Filipino barbers who are also making these haircuts happen with sometimes really cheap and broken down equipment. Now obviously things are changing, so now when you go back there's a lot of barbers that have got the same tools as me, they're using the same techniques. All of the information that they need to improve is online, is on YouTube, and they're taking full advantage of that. Going over to the Philippines, it wasn't just about teaching a technique. I also wanted to get into, you know, the nitty-gritty. I wanted to find out why they was cutting hair, what they loved about it, and what we could do to sort of grow the industry out there. I offered it for free because I didn't want to make any profit of it. I literally just wanted to connect with the barber network. It's a fully booked class. Some of these gentlemen traveled 6 hours to get there that day. One barber who came from Mindanao, which is crazy, man. And another guy said he had to take a boat early in the morning to get there. It was proper surreal, you know? They made me feel appreciated, man. They was grateful for what I was able to show them. General consensus of what barbers are and how much they're worth in the Philippines, it's not that high.
Yeah.
It's still not really seen as like a proper job, you know? It's still it's seen as like a poor person's job.
I feel like that's something quite inherent in Filipino culture, just devaluating what you do, also not wanting to break the norms as well. I feel a lot of Filipinos are way too humble. So like, it doesn't matter how skilled they are or, you know, like, what they're trying to do with their business. Just the idea of raising your prices above what's normal, you know, for a lot of Filipinos, that they just wouldn't think about it. One thing I've always respected about barbers is more than just hair. For some people, you're like their therapist, you know?
You know what, I have to agree with you, man. I think in this day and age, people are becoming way more aware of mental health. And I think for men especially, the stigma that we've all had to face for a long time is that, hold it in, don't be so soft. You know, with a barbershop, you know, you have half an hour to 45 minutes, sometimes an hour, to try and create a connection with someone. And if you create a connection where that person is comfortable enough, then often, you know, that person will be able to open up about how they feel. They'll often talk about, you know, personal problems. And for me, and I think it's, see you later, mate. I think it's a privilege, you know, that people are, you know, they're trusting enough to divulge personal information to us. I don't take it lightly, and I feel like if there's a bit of advice that I can give someone that will help them out, I'll try. I'm not going to act like I'm an expert in mental health and stuff. I can at least empathize and hear people out, because sometimes that's all it takes.
Getting heavy, aren't we?
It is getting heavy, man, but it does tend to get heavy in here, bro. How you feeling, Ray?
Pretty good. Got a weight lifted off my head.
It's always a big transformation when you come in.
How's it looking, Becky?
Dashing.
Dashing.
You want a hard part as well?
Oh yes, please.
What is the hard part?
Hard part is where we use the clippers or the trimmers to create a parting. This right now is what we call a natural parting. But once we create a hard part, it basically just creates a defined line, nice and straight. A bit of steady hands and some neat razor work and you should be good. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. Looking fresh, right? So you want to go for like a box?
Maybe lose that?
Separate, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I feel like I'm like a dentist.
There we You're looking like a new man, my bro.
Like surgery.
Yeah, a little bit, right? Look like a completely different person.
Wow.
Really?
It smells so nice.
Yeah, right. Lemon.
It reminds me of the smell of the hand wipes you get at KFC.
Uh-huh.
Oh wow. That's looking sharp. I look like Tony Stark. I legit, I'm looking in the mirror, I don't recognise myself. But no, I love it, man. Thank you so much.
Wow, look at that.
Thank you, man.
Anytime, my bro. Thank you for
Honestly,
coming down. It's always
every
good to
time
see
you
you.
cut my hair,
Yeah?
I feel great. I feel great, and I'm not just saying that. But if any of you guys come down to Plural Studios and see Troy, let him know I sent you.
Definitely.
Yeah, but no, thanks, man.
Anytime, my bro.
Honestly.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you so
Have a
much.
good one, man.
Fucking main road. Welcome to West London.